Hello everybody, TwinklePhoenix here and welcome back to Seduce Me. This was another episode which was released and it was called Simon's Revenge. Now I've been looking forward to covering this one for so long because I adore that little character called Simon. Those that are not familiar with Simon, he is of course here on the back of Matthew. Simon was created by Matthew as a gift for our character when they first met. When, he broke into the mansion along with his brothers, stuff led from one thing to another and yada yada yada. Simon of course has a little knife in his hand and was supposed to be a bunny but looks more like a squirrel. Anyway, let's not dilly dally, let's just get right into it and see what this adventure has for us. We're not going to call ourselves Micah, we're going to call ourselves my name, which is Twinkle. I expected many things to happen in my life. I expected to graduate, follow my dreams eventually, and live a happy life with the person I grew to love. Well, I got just that with my absolutely adorable incubus, Matthew. Matthew and I had been together for a year. We were happy. We were in love. Everything was perfect between us. Being with Matthew was like a dream come true. We would design toys for the Anderson's toy company together, and whenever we were free, we would play video games until the pillows of our bed called us to sleep. I always woke up with a goofy grin and would go to bed as happy as a kid after a day full of fun. That was the joy that I got being with Matthew. However, there were a couple of times in my time with Matthew where life wasn't totally full of laughter. Well, at least not Matthew's laughter or mine, more of Simon's. And that just makes me grin so much right now. I adore his sounds.
Simon! Get back here!
Oh dear, what's Simon done now? Huh? Matthew? Simon and I were a dear pet, sort of. Was always a handful and managed to add a little spontaneously to our days. Often he'd run around the mansion exploring new nooks and crannies and finding little gems for his treasure hoard in his corner of the kitchen. However, sometimes that wasn't enough, and he'd start going after Matthew's things, making things disappear one by one underneath Matthew's nose. Being busy and distracted, Matthew would never notice until the amount of missing items piled to noticeable standards. And sometimes it took a lot of theft to get Matthew's attention.
Give that back, Simon!
Oh, what's he taking? Matthew, wait, hold on, what did he take this time? Usually I was able to help. For some reason, Simon imprinted himself on me, treating me with a fair amount of respect and obedience. Whenever it came down to getting something for Matthew from Simon, I was always the mediator between the man and the toy. Oh, that's good to know. Simon listens to us. That's cute. This time, though, Matthew wasn't as eager to get my help.
No, I got it. Simon!
What? Hey, wait! Before I could ask why, Matthew was off in a cartoon-like chase with Simon on the second floor. I had to take a moment to absorb what had happened. Did Matthew really say no for help with Simon? It was practically unheard of. Simon was like his mortal enemy of the house. Now that Sam was gone, if anything, Matthew was always called on backup just to even the playing field with Simon, as the little furball was known for not playing fair. Wait, so Matthew is called for backup with himself when dealing with Simon. Why have I got a funny feeling that Sam is called for backup sometimes? I stood there for a small second, listening to the distant sound of Matthew running around and crashing into things. Thanks to Simon, no doubt. Flabbergasted. To my dismay, Simon's antics and the odd change in Matthew's behaviour didn't end there. At one point, it apparently grew to its worst. Matthew was baking again in the kitchen, the smell of sugar and vanilla practically invading my senses as I walked into the room. I was more excited to see my incubus meticulously measuring out ingredients. A part of me wondered why he didn't become a baker or a pastry chef. I guess he was happy working for his brothers at the toy company. Somehow, that part of Matthew made me smile a bit, knowing he was helping my grandfather's company grow. I shook out my thoughts and let the sweet air completely consume them, lost in guesses roaming my mind what Matthew could have been making. That smells good, Matthew.
Huh? Thanks. I'm almost done. I'm just looking for...
Oh no. I'm trying so hard to keep it together, but I can't.
Ah, Simon!
Oh no. Simon! Matthew, watch out!
Huh? What?
Simon was off running around again, his toy knife in one paw, a small cake-like square pastry in the other. Despite the bluntness of the toy knife, the gleam it gave off scared us into forgetting that, causing us to duck and weave out of natural instinct. It only proceeded to help Simon flee his crime scene and usher Matthew to follow in rage.
I swear to God, Simon!
Matthew, hold on! One arm on Matthew's urged him to stop and listen, despite the red flush that proceeded to paint over his face from the building anger in his body. I had to admit, it was adorable to see him so angry, but I didn't want him to become a volcano of rage thanks to Simon. What did he take? We can just get or make more.
Huh? No, it's fine. I just need to get him. It's okay.
What are you hiding from me, Matthew? Matthew, just tell me what it is. Oh my god, that's adorable. Oh my gosh, that is just so cute. He does cute nomming noises. Oh, I want a Simon. He's so adorable. At that moment, the red flush in Matthew's face instantly paled. He almost looked as white as snow in shock and fear? Huh? Uh-oh. It only lasted for a moment before his entire body almost began to glow an ethereal blue tint and his eyes began to flicker gold.
Ah, Simon!
Uh-oh. That singular noise of Simon's caused my incubus to rush out of the kitchen without answering me and sprint across the mansion towards the sound. I followed close behind, barely able to keep up with Matthew's speed. When we arrived outside in the backyard, Matthew skidded to a stop, body completely frigid. I rushed up behind him and looked over his shoulder, wondering what froze him so stiffly. At the base of the gazebo sat Simon, crumbs surrounding his body as he licked his lips joyfully. His tail swung back and forth in victory as Matthew fell to his knees in some sort of humiliating defeat. Matthew, what's wrong? The look on Matthew's face was completely upset and bursting at the seams of anger. However, I could tell Matthew was holding himself back from straight out doing something stupid. Matthew knew better than to let anger control him. I, however, did not appreciate Simon's games pushing that limit. I glared at the white doll and stepped forward, catching Simon's attention. And like Matthew, Simon would remain obedient with me. I didn't want to be harsh, but I had to give him some sort of punishment for eating Matthew's pastry. I grabbed Simon by the scruff of his neck, causing him to squeak, and lifted him to my eye level. You are in very deep trouble, Simon. Simon let out another squeak, but didn't fight back as I marched him straight back into the mansion and into the dining room, where a nice cage sat at the end of the dining table. Inside were many things to keep Simon occupied, but it was indeed where he would be remaining until later. I opened the cage and gently placed him inside, quickly slipping my hand back out and locking the door so he couldn't escape. Simon looked at me with a blank expression, for almost shrugging and hopping onto the hamster wheel inside. You're not coming out until Matthew says so. Alright? Despite my question, Simon kept running the hamster wheel, causing me to sigh and return to Matthew. Matthew had come back inside and was sitting on the steps of the grand staircase, still looking very down and out about the situation. I grimaced and lifted his head slightly, almost heartbroken the sight of his puppy eyes. Hey, how about we go to the Pink Lady Cafe? For a bit, My treat? Matthew remained silent for a moment before nodding and standing. He wasn't smiling yet, but at least he wasn't completely downtrodden. When we arrived, we ordered our favourite treats inside one of the tables. The cafe was recently renovated to look more modern, and it definitely showed in the decor. Despite this, Matthew still didn't look like he was feeling any better. Matthew, Simon is in his cage. It's alright now.
Well, I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Huh? What do you mean? Well, besides the fact you put Simon in the cage and everything, and poor Simon's stuck in the cage while you guys are out having fun. Or kind of sort of fun. There must have been something in the pastry that Matthew didn't want him to get. I mean, first of all, he nicked something and he wouldn't tell us what it was, and then he nicked the pastry, and Matthew got enraged, and I'm curious if there was something in the pastry. Matthew bit his lip and dug a bit into his strawberry cake, refusing to answer. I could only press my lips together in irritation. What was Matthew hiding from me? Matthew. He lifts his head to look up at me. Please tell me, what did Simon take from you? Another moment of silence passed before Matthew sighed and slouched back in the chair. What surprised me was his face brightened to a peach pink.
It's...
Oops, what? It's the what? Huh?
It's a ring.
Is it a ring? Matthew, I'm not understanding what you're saying.
It's a ring, okay? It's a ring. A proposal ring.
I thought as much. He must have put it in the pastry. So it was the proposal ring Simon nicked the first time, and then Matthew put it in the pastry probably to surprise our character. And freaking Simon ate the pastry. What?
I found a gold ring in Simon's stash when he dug up trinkets from your grandfather's study, and it seemed to be the same size as other rings you have, and hey, maybe it was in the family heirloom or something, so I wanted to use it in a cake to propose to you, but Simon apparently got mad that I took it, so he's been screwing up my plans, and...
That's fair enough. He found a gold ring, so Simon found it first. That's fair enough. But Simon shouldn't have took the ring in the first place, but it was really sweet. Matthew, hold on. Matthew's face was red as a tomato at this point. He looked up at me, digging himself into his shirt and sweated like a shy turtle. I could tell he was holding back from exploding somehow, but he stared, stopping himself from rambling further. That's so cute. I myself was unsure of how to handle this. He wanted to propose to me with a ring he found in the house, and Simon pretty much ate the ring. Or he had the cake pastry he was hiding in and hid it from me and Matthew. Still, Matthew wanted to propose? I couldn't help but hear my heartbeat escalate to a rapid tempo in my chest. I was beyond happy and joyful, and despite not being asked yet, and despite the situation Matthew was in now, I was more than excited for the future ahead. I felt my eyes start to roar as a smile grew on my face, stretching wide in pure joy. Matthew's eyes widened at the sight, and he straightened up a bit in worry.
Hey, are you okay?
You just told us you wanted to propose. Matthew. I rubbed my eyes and face, trying to calm down from my ever-growing excitement. Matthew hadn't proposed just yet, and the surprise was in essence ruined, but I was beyond thrilled to know that we were going to take those steps in our relationship. As I lowered my hands at last, I grinned at Matthew. I love you so much, Matthew. Matthew stared at me, completely dumbfounded. I didn't want to mention his proposal plans anymore, not want to ruin his day further, so I simply laid out my love, hoping he would understand my intent. I was willing to wait as long as it took for him to make things perfect. Matthew finally smiled and laughed a bit.
I love you too.
Aww. Gosh. I like how you can see like his little fangs. It's so cute. The air around us finally eased and we were back to the joyous energy we shared so proudly as a couple. Matthew with a little more excited figure as I watched thoughts of the future spiraling in my head. Meals to say over there. So I guess you'll find another way to propose to me, huh? Matthew took a moment and nodded himself with a chuckle.
Well, my first plan was ruined by Simon. I have to try something else and really sweep you off your feet.
Matthew, you already do. Matthew blushed and chuckled a bit, stuffing a piece of pastry in his mouth before swallowing it in pride.
I promise to make you the happiest person in the world, okay?
Aw, I know you will. And that, of course, was Simon's revenge. Simon spoiled Matthew's attempt to propose to us. My gosh, Simon. You really had to do that. That was cute. I really liked that. But Simon's still in the cage, bless. Anyway, I'll see you guys in more Seduce Me episodes. There'll be more coming up on the channel soon, and if you guys don't like visual novels and stuff, be sure to watch something else on the channel. There's loads of stuff coming. And for those that do enjoy the Seduce Me series, we will be continuing the Seduce Me on the channel, along with revisiting the previous games and completing the second one. Anyway, bye-bye for now, guys. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.